Hello, everyone, and welcome to Race 2 of the Earnhardt round of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series playoffs. Tonight is a very special race for the entire league, I would say. Is that this is our 250th Cup Series race in the CFRL. And what better way to celebrate it by giving our drivers a bit of an endurance test, as we are going to be running a 100% race at Iowa. I'm Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo, and to sort of catch you, to bring you up to speed on what happened last week, because there was no broadcast, we had our first race of the Earnhardt round at Kentucky, and it was Michael Whitman doing what he always does, playing the strategy to perfection, and not only getting his 8th win of the 2024 season, not only getting the season sweep at Kentucky, but also locking himself in to the Penny Final and giving him a chance to defend his title from 2023. And joining me tonight is Sal Zavala. And Sal, tonight is a very a different race, I would say, considering that this is our first true endurance race since the Coke 600 a few months ago. So how do you think these drivers are going to mentally prepare for the task at hand?
Main thing is gonna be just try to survive and be there at the end. I'm sure that's on the mind of all of these guys, and that's essentially what it's gonna have to take. Try not to lose your cool early on, and just be there when it counts towards the end of the race.
Now, of course, the other big thing is, of course, that this is our 250th Cup race in the CFRL. So, like, how special would this win be to one of these guys, is for them to say, I won the 250th race in CFRL Cup Series history?
And it'd be huge for anyone who's able to do it. It's gonna be a race that's remembered forever, and all of these guys are gonna be trying to be the one who's able to say, "Hey, I won that race."
Well, we can't wait to see who wins it tonight. But let's go ahead and bring up the points. Now, as of course, last week, it was Michael Whitman that won at Kentucky, so he is locked into the next round. So, second and third are Tegan Jones and Bradley Domer Jr., who are 68 points and 28 points above the cut line, respectively. Now, I have no doubt in my mind that if Tegan Jones starts tonight with the massive point gap that he has over the cut line, he's pretty much going to lock himself into the Final Four on points tonight. But for Bradley, I would say if he starts tonight and next week, he's a safe bet in terms of moving on to the Final Four. But really, what we're going to be looking at is, of course, the cut line. Currently, the fourth and final transfer spot goes to Michael Fox, who is 9 points above the cut line. And below him are a couple of the Stewart-Haas guys of Kamal Wright and Ryan Parsons. Each of them are 9 points below the cut line. So I bet this is going to be a pretty big fight over the next couple weeks to see who gets that final spot.
Yeah, for sure. It could really end up coming to a toss-up and see who can put together the best couple weeks here.
Yeah, it's basically crunch time at this point of the season, especially at this point in the playoffs. So, of course, in order to get to Homestead, you got to get through Iowa and Atlanta. And tonight we're at Iowa, and they just wrapped up qualifying a few minutes ago, so we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's race. On the pole is Bradley Domer Jr. with a 22.758, which I believe is a new track record, and a record that he held and now he has broken. And starting alongside him is the 4 of Tegan Jones. Row 2, we have Spencer Boyce with a very strong lap, and Michael Fox, he has the final transfer spot in the Cup Series playoffs. Row 3, we have Anthony Peters, and then Kamal Wright, who is one of the 2 drivers below the cut line. Row 4, we have the other driver below the cut line in Ryan Parsons, and Michael Whitman. He, of course, won last week in Kentucky, so he doesn't really have to worry about tonight. Row 5, we have Cameron Morris, the 2024 Midweek Series champion, and JC Tirado, who going to be rolling out 10th. Row 6, we have Joshua Harris back in the 12 after being in the booth for a few weeks, and Thomas Murray, or our good friend Trainer, he's making his first Cup race this season. And then rounding out the field in row 7 is Kevin Hall and Matt Connors, who I believe both of them missed out on qualifying. In fact, I believe Thomas Murray, Kevin Hall, and Matt Connors all missed out on qualifying, so they're going to be starting toward the back. So, what do you think of the starting lineup tonight? Any surprises? Any non-surprises? Or anything in between?
Well, pretty impressive lap for Spencer there. Hopefully he can hang around there for the long runs. And at this kind of track, we've always seen him kind of have that short run speed and then kind of fade off as the run goes.
Yeah, pretty much Bradley Domer Jr. starting on pole is pretty much no surprise to me because he's pretty much our best qualifier. If he's not on pole, then he's definitely close to it, and he has a good chance to win the race tonight. He just needs to put a really good run together, so his pole position will not be wasted, and he can finish on pole. But and I think we also just got our race notes for the race, provided by our good friend Kevin Hall in the number 37. So the stage will be from lap 70 to lap 71. The pace speed will be 60 miles an hour. Of course, you got to call out when you're pitting and stay on the backstretch until turn 2 coming out of the pits, or stay on the apron until turn 2 coming out of the pits, and be cautious of hitting the apron. It'll spin you out quick. Now, of course, with Iowa, it's sort of like a larger version of Richmond, as it kind of looks the same, but it's a bit bigger. But unlike Richmond, I think Iowa also has some progressive banking, meaning that you can run up high and it'll work for you, but also you can run down low and also work for you. So, yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of drivers pick and choose which lines they want to run to see which one's the fastest. So it looks like the drivers are in the lobby now. We're just waiting to see, waiting for our invites. Yep, there's one. Roughly about 25 more seconds until the race starts for them. And hopefully there won't be any issues with the lobby or the lag tonight, because I know last week at Kentucky was pretty bad, considering that they had to restart the lobby a couple times at the start of the race, and then they had to restart the whole lobby at the end of the stage. So they would have to finish it the normal way, I would say, or in an unconventional way. So let's go ahead and join in here. Hopefully we will not run into any issues tonight, because that would be a bit of a buzzkill. Yeah, looks like we're dealing with some lag. As it's now a demolition derby out there. And from the looks of it, it is going to be Michael Whitman that's going to host the lobby this time. Hopefully it works out. So we got the invite from Mike, so all we have to do now is wait for everyone to get in the lobby. And then get in the race before we join in. We got less than a minute until that happens. Alright, they've joined the race, so let's go ahead and join in the lobby.
What that means is
And it looks like on their end, so far so good. But I could be wrong. And I guess that's a never mind. It looks like Mike's gonna try to host the lobby once again. Hopefully third time's the charm. All right, let's go ahead and join.
Still Mike starting it.
I believe they are, or at least they're going to try to. All right, so far so good. Looks like everything's all set, so we are going to go green this time. So we have 2 more races after tonight. And tonight it is a test of endurance at the state with all the corn. The green flag is out. Now go get them, boys.
Why are they screaming? Everybody's yelling tonight. So bad.
Start. I have no idea what that.
I was not focused because you have fucking
distance really late, and we were doing like 50 miles an hour.
Oh, I gotta sit on the front again when I start to.
wow. Team is in the wall already. Oh, mine's in the wall.
Trying to say off to you there, JC. Sorry, man.
Oh, here's. There's way too much speed in there. My fault.
Sorry. Yeah, line. Just want to like.
My nose in the wall. Sorry about that.
Oh. Did I hit you closely?
No, you're good. I was just getting behind
I'm gonna body rack.
Crusher.
Thank you. Just do people on that. Always push there.
Damn, someone.
Yeah, there's a train going on.
There you go. Cloud too much.
Yeah, I'm on cloud.
Right. Fucking draft coming into play here.
Yeah, right. I'm low, and it's still. I didn't help
On a
me
short
very
track.
much. You can tell that no,
I am not used to this draft.
Yeah.
So on lap 7, Bradley Domer Jr. still out front. But we've already had a couple of shuffles throughout the field, most notably Tegan Jones, who started second, but now he's running outside the top 5 in 6th. So something must have happened to him on the initial start. We also, we also saw some guys beating and banging off of one another, most notably the 14 of Ryan Parsons and the 2 of Cameron Morris. Yeah, and how about Spencer Boyce running in 3rd? He's about to attack Kamal Wright for 2nd. Kamal Wright with the better run off of 2. And he holds on to the position for now. Everybody's pretty much running all single file. And everybody's hugging that bottom line. So at this point in the race, the bottom line might be the fastest way around, but if you're Kamal Wright, you think otherwise. Because you've been able to hang on to second and hold off Spencer Boyce at every turn.
I think if Spencer can get past the 10 car here, he might be kind of a threat here to Bradley.
Well, but he's still alongside the 10 of Wright. He got the spot, but he hasn't cleared him yet, but Kamal Wright keeps fighting back on that high line. And now Michael Fox is trying to use the high line to his advantage. And Spencer is going to follow suit. He probably saw what Kamal was doing and he thought, you know what, anything you can do, I can do better. But right down to that bottom lane back he goes. He got the better run off of 2 that time. They're still side by side, hasn't cleared him yet. And Spencer clears him. So put Spencer Boyce up to second. Yeah, but meanwhile, with all that battling, that just allowed Bradley to pull away even more. And now that everybody's running single file again for the most part, they should be able to catch Bradley in a little bit. But Sal, I do want to go ahead and go back to the race notes. And now, as you heard, the stage is from the end of lap 70 to the beginning of lap 71. Now, this is our only stage in a 280 lap race, because that's the 100% mark here at Iowa. So they only have one chance to take a bit of a break before like 210 consecutive laps of racing, unless we don't have a caution. So how is that going to play into the driver's mentality?
It definitely affects it. Luckily, though, looks like we have a caution.
I think we have a caution.
Looks like something that might have been between the 43 and 00.
Yeah, it looks like Matt Connors and Thomas Murray might have gotten into each other.
No, but yeah, I mean, that'll definitely play into the mental aspect for the drivers, because, I mean, like you said, it's about 200 laps you're going to be going here consecutively. Luckily, it is considered a short track, so lap times do tend to click off pretty fast. So.
And yeah, I did take a look at Mike's stream, and yeah, it looked like the 43 and the 00 got together coming off of turn 2, and they just lost it. And since everyone's on pit road, we shall see who has the first stall, and I believe it is the 00 of Thomas Murray. And Bradley wins the race off, and side by side between Michael Whitman and Spencer Boyce for a second, but I think Whitman got him.
What a pit stop for that 9 Pro.
And Bradley will take the outside for the restart. So it's a Hendrick front row and an all Chevy top 4. The green flag is back out at Iowa. Well, contact between the two teammates. But Bradley clears Whitman as there is a hornet's nest of cars from fourth on back. And Spencer taking a very high line. Everybody running all double file, sometimes 3 wide. But Bradley's still hanging on out front. As we ride along with Spencer Boyce. He was in second earlier, but he lost a spot on the pit stops and he lost another spot on the restart. But now he's coming up on Tegan Jones to try to take third away. Trying to make that high line work. Yeah, and going back to what you said, Sal, about this being a short track, even though this is a 100% race, it's not the longest race in terms of distance, but it is the longest race in terms of lap count. As, of course, our Coca-Cola 600 earlier this year was 200 laps even. Tonight it's 280. But even though, and since they're running on a shorter track, they run about 6 or 7 seconds faster than what they would at Charlotte. So even though this is a 100% race and our only 100% race this season, it should be relatively easier to complete. But of course, I'm not saying that it's easy to complete, because it's very hard. It's just that compared to Charlotte, it's going to be a little bit easier to complete. So the top 4 have broken away from the rest of the pack. Domer Jr., Whitman, Jones, and Boyce. But it looks like Kamal Wright is going to try to join them. And Michael Fox might follow suit. So we have hit lap 30. And we have 41 laps to go in our one and only stage in this 100% race here at Iowa. And it is our 250th Cup Series race in the CFRL, which is a landmark achievement for the league.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty surprised that Ryan Parsons, someone who needs points in order to try and cut the deficit down from the cutoff, hasn't really been able to make up ground here tonight.
Yeah, currently he's running 11th. About to make a move on Anthony Peters in the 21 to get in the top 10, and he will do that. Yeah, because if the stage ended right now, he would only get 1 point. But if you look at his teammate and fellow below the cut line driver Kamal Wright, he's currently running in 5th. So the way I see it, Kamal's going to gain 5 points on Ryan. So that'll put him closer to the cut line.
Oh, Tegan hit the wall there entering the corner a little bit.
But he's still running in 3rd, behind the 9 of Michael Whitman. And with his 68-point margin above the cut line, he's pretty much locked into the championship round. But of course, if considering that this is Tegan Jones, he wants to go out there and win the race outright. Just to be sure that he's guaranteed a spot in the next round. Yeah, but currently he's under attack from the 7 of Spencer Boyce. Trying to gain some of that ground that he lost on both the pit stops and the restarts back. Everyone's really starting to spread out. Meanwhile, Bradley's still out front, and he's pulled away from his teammate, Michael Whitman, in 2nd place. So it looks like he's going to have the car to beat. Of course, he definitely wants to win this race, so that way he won't have to worry about Atlanta next week. And when they come back around, we'll have 30 laps to go in the stage. And so, yep, we have 30 laps to go in our one and only stage. Now it's starting to look like Michael Whitman is trying to reel Bradley back in. And we got Thomas Murray on pit road. I'm not sure if this is a scheduled stop or what. But he is coming out. Yeah, it looks like green flag pit stops have started as the 37 of Kevin Hall is coming down pit road. And the leaders stay out. In fact, pretty much everybody stays out. Bradley still holding the fort. followed by Michael Whitman, Tegan Jones, Spencer Boyce, and Kamal Wright, your top 5. And now we have JC Tirado coming in.
Interesting to see which one of these leaders are the first ones to pit.
And the leaders still stay out. Well, according to what Michael Whitman said in practice earlier this evening, he said he can do about 28 to 29 laps before he has to come in. I think we're getting to that point where he should start thinking about coming down pit road. In fact, we're at the point where everybody should start thinking about coming down pit road.
10 car of Kamal is underneath of Spencer for 4th there. And he'll clear him out of turn 2.
And now Kamal Wright will gain an extra point on Ryan Parsons. So that'll make it 7 if the stage were to end right now. Spencer looks like he got loose off of 4. Yeah, and just like you said, it looks like his car is starting to fade on the long runs.
He needs to be the first one to come into pit road, try to take advantage of the fresh tires for at least a lap. And
yeah, there he goes. You called it. Spencer Boyce is on pit road, and Michael Fox is also in, as well as the 14 of Parsons. Connors is also in. So how will the leaders react to that? And Bradley is in. And so is Wright. So put Michael Whitman up into the lead for the time being. And I'm sure he and Tegan Jones are going to be coming in this lap. Well, Whitman is in, but Jones stays out. And Tegan still stays out. So I just saw the pit option screen on Whitman's stream, and it looks like these guys can run about 40 laps without having to come in for fuel. So that's about 12 laps longer than what I previously stated. And Tegan stays out again, so I'm guessing he's trying to take advantage of the time he'll gain on everyone coming down into the pits, and hopefully when he comes in for a stop, he won't lose too much of it.
Yeah, you know, this Tegan is always up to some kind of strategy.
And he stays out another lap. It looks like he got into the wall coming off of turn 2 as he's lapping Joshua Harrison, the 12. He's still out there. And he still stays out again, but from that angle, it looked like he was slowing down to come into the pits, but no, he's still going full speed. We have about 14 laps to go in the stage, and I highly doubt that he can make it that long.
He's still out there.
So he probably knows something that the other guys don't know. But now he's coming in. Oh, but it looks like he missed the commitment line. But I don't know if that'll matter much because it's automated. We'll see what happens if he pulls into a stall or not. I know, yeah, he's coming into he's making his pit stop, so no harm, no foul in terms of the commitment line. So that more than likely means that when the pits cycle out, and Tegan, it looked like he took only 2 tires.
And then Bradley and Trainer made some contact coming out of turn 4 back here.
It looks like we're still good to go, though.
The race is on. Ken Bradley might get back up to Tegan in that 4 car.
Tegan Jones only taking 2 tires on that stop. We have 10 laps to go in our stage. So yeah, he definitely played the long game in terms of the stage finish. We have 8 laps to go in the stage. Yeah, and look at that gap between Jones and the 2 Hendrick cars. And Bradley's probably thinking to himself, like, what just happened here? I was just leading the race. But I got shuffled back because of differing strategies. So it looks like Tegan Jones is going to get max stage points if he can hang on. Six laps to go in the stage.
They're closing. I just don't think it's going to be enough here.
Oh, but Tegan got in the wall off of turn 4. That might gain the Bradley and Mike some time. 5 laps to go. Yeah, I think it might be too little too late unless Tegan makes a massive mistake here. He almost got into the wall that time. 4 to go.
I'll tell you what, they're closing in. They might be there on that last slot.
Yeah, but of course catching them is one thing, but passing them is another. Three to go. Yeah, they're definitely closing in. But time is not on their side. Two to go in the stage, and it looked like Tegan had to slow up again coming off of turn 4 in order to avoid hitting the wall.
Yeah, it seems like his car is wanting to break out loose there and out of turn 4, and that's what's costing him all this time.
He has a lap and a half to go, though. Just has to hang on. Last lap in the stage. It looks like he's going to do it. And Tegan Jones wins the stage. And it looks like Kamal Wright got 4th. Holding on to that position from a hard-charging Spencer Boyce. And that is huge for his playoff chances, as he got 7 points by finishing 4th. And with him being 9 points below the cut line, he just gained, he's now 2 points below the cut line. So the pits are open and everybody's in. So Tegan Jones with the stage win. Bradley Domer Jr. 2nd. Michael Whitman 3rd. Kamal Wright 4th. Spencer Boyce 5th. Michael Fox 6th. Ryan Parsons 7th. Cameron Morris 8th. Kevin Hall 9th and JC Torado 10th. But it looked like Cameron Morris lagged out. Because I saw his car like disappear on my screen. As they're coming off, Tegan Jones wins the race off of pit road, and Michael Whitman will take 2nd. And yeah, I'm looking at the Mike's stream now, and it looks like, yeah, Cameron Morris, he is out. And Tegan Jones will take the high side for the restart. And now we're going to go for another 208 consecutive laps to end this race. So, yeah, we're just getting started.
Definitely gonna be fun here.
Yeah, and unlike Charlotte, where we actually had 2 stages, this is just the one. And it's gonna be a 207 lap dash to the checkered flag, though I wouldn't really call it a dash, considering it's 207 laps. But yeah, we're going to be in for a long one to end this race. So Tegan Jones has taken the high side for the restart. Michael Whitman alongside him on the inside lane. And it is time to crank it up from Iowa.
Military. Really? Yeah.
That'd be the best restart I've ever had in my life. And granted, it didn't give me much, but still.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
I just screen freeze at the worst fucking time.
Third time being
Oh, God. My screen froze off of fucking...
That was about to be number 4.
Golly, I don't understand why I'm plowing in this lobby.
Yeah.
I was not plowing in the last one with the same
Brian, I'm trying not to make it 3 wide on you, man.
Oh, he's like... Yeah, that's what
I know you are.
That's what I
saw earlier, and I was like, oh shit, and then my spring froze off of 2. God damn, Mind Killer.
What?
Fucking hit me.
I should not be running 330.
Oh, damn.
I'm fucking 4 of the fucking new tires.
We're literally, I don't know how many.
Jesus, Spencer. Holy shit.
4-4-1, I'm backing out
Oh
of
my
this.
god.
I'm backing out. Okay.
But you're
I
kind of the
barely
one that
backed
caused
out.
the Ford
Holy
burn.
crap. I backed out. Screw that.
But he was the one that dove it under the 42,
We
sent
still
him up
3
the track.
fucking wide? Holy shit.
I'm scared.
Okay, I'm being pinballed, okay.
Better than being smacked with a baseball bat in the
Yeah, the 3 wide pinball on each other.
So as you just saw, Kamal Wright with a power move on the high side, he takes the lead away from Tegan Jones, who, even though he just came down for 4 fresh tires and fuel, he said that his car's plowing.
That was amazing. Kamal clearly made the right adjustments to get his car hooked up to the outside like that.
And because of that, he wants to go out there and win this race outright. He doesn't want to have to rely on the points to do it. And if he were to win the race tonight, there would be a huge shakeup in the point standings, especially on that cut line. Yeah, but Tegan Jones is not one to be denied. He's still right on the back bumper of the 10. It looks like Kamal might have gotten a little sideways going into 3. And that's going to allow Jones to take advantage of it down low. Tegan did say his car was plowing, but as you can see, he's still running in second, so I guess it's a good kind of plowing. But Kamal hangs on to the top spot. And it looks like we got a couple of the Chevys battling each other. Bradley Domer Jr. was involved in that, but now it looks like Kevin Hall and Michael Whitman are going at it. And I do want to point the camera at Kevin Hall for a little bit, because even though our season is about to come to a close, another season has just begun, and that is the CFRL silly season. And over the course of the last week or so, a lot of the team owners have been making their announcements for 2025. And if I can bring it up here. Yeah, and our first big announcement in terms of silly season actually involves Kevin Hall here. We're currently running in 4th place. And that is that Hendrick Motorsports has announced their driver lineup for next year.
Oh, Spencer spun.
Yeah, Spencer Boyce has gone around. It looks to be a 1-car incident, so we stay green. So anyway, as I was saying, Hendrick Motorsports has announced their driver lineup for 2025, while Michael Whitman and Jared Haw will stay in the 9 and the 88 respectively. Bradley Domer Jr. will move over to the 24, and the new driver of the 48 will be Kevin Hall. So amazing for him joining a powerhouse organization in this league.
Oh no, come
oh
on,
wait.
lagged out.
Yeah, and I think I saw it out of the corner of my eye. A black and white Smithfield car disappear from the screen, and yeah, Kamal Wright, he is out. And that has been his undoing for quite a few races this season, is that his internet just cannot handle the job at hand. And our second big silly season announcement is that Stewart Haas, their driver lineup for next year, will be exactly the same as it is this year. So, for the first time in CFRL history, one team's driver lineup will remain the same from season to season. So, Tegan Jones will return in the 4. Kamal Wright, who sadly just exited the race, he will return in the 10. Ryan Parsons will be back in the 14, and David Wessel will be back in the 41 next year. And now moving on to the Penske camp, its driver lineup will also remain the same for the most part, as Joshua Harris will return in the 12, and Cameron Morris, the other driver who is currently out of the race and our 2024 Midweek Series champion, will return in the 2. But the 22 will be driven by this man, Michael Fox, currently in the 42, and currently running in the top 5. The next big announcement involves the current driver of the 21, that being Anthony Peters, as he will be owning RCR next year. And as we saw Thomas Murray pull over on the inside of the backstretch. But anyway, Anthony Peters will be taking over Richard Childress Racing next season. And he will be driving the 8 car. The driver of the number 3, well, he's the guy in the booth with me, and that's you, Sal. How does it feel driving the number 3 for RCR next year?
It's going to be really exciting. I can't wait, look forward to it, and hopefully making a playoff push for it.
Yeah, we can't wait to see how you do in that. Now let's move over to our final big silly season announcement as of right now. And that is the current driver of the 6, that being JC Tirado, as he is going to revive Joe Gibbs Racing next year. He will be driving the 20, and Kevin Williams, the current driver of the number 3, will be taking over the 19. And Spencer Boyce, who of course just spun out a few laps ago, he will be driving the 18. But of course, in terms of Joe Gibbs Racing, which is a 4-car organization, I just named 3 drivers, and so 1 car is still open. And that, of course, is the 11. And so with Kamal Wright unfortunately lagging out of the race, that means Bradley Domer Jr. has retaken the lead. And that is so disappointing for Kamal Wright to lag out in the way that he did. Especially since it looked like he was going to give Bradley a run for his money.
Oh, for sure.
And then we saw Michael Whitman hit the wall coming off of 2. And so so the silly season announcements that I just made here tonight, like that is pretty much the tip of the iceberg, as we still have plenty more to come in terms of driver transfers and who's going where. And so with Whitman hitting the wall off of turn 2, that allows Bradley to pull away. Everybody all spread out once again, and well, except for second, third, and fourth, because they're all running nose to tail. Oh, Kevin Hall got loose off of 2. Yeah, Kevin Hall got loose coming off of turn 2. He saved it, though. But he's going to lose a spot to Michael Fox. Bradley still out front. Kevin, I'm getting notifications from the Discord. Yeah, he says, yeah, Kamal Wright is saying this. Yeah, I started to get concerned, but I saw lightning flashes in the background, and I was lagging, so I knew it was a matter of time. So it's a weather-related issue on his end, looking like. But of course, because of his early exit, Atlanta is basically a must-win. Michael Fox is coming in, as is the 14 of Parsons, so the green flag pit stops have begun. The 6 of JC Toronto is also in. And it looks like the 7 of Spencer Boyce follows suit. Yep, it is the 7. And now the top 3 all running together. And look at Michael Whitman trying to make the move up high. But Bradley holds on, and that's going to allow Tegan Jones to steal second. They're coming up on lap traffic. And Michael Whitman's coming in. It looks like the 21 of Anthony Peters also came in. Bradley's in. So that means Tegan Jones is staying out. The 37 of Kevin Hall just came down pit road as well. So it looks like we're going to see something similar to the end of the stage, with Tegan Jones staying out as long as he possibly can to take advantage of the track position. But Tegan Jones is in. He thinks it's better just to play it safe and come in. I'm sure that when the pits cycle out, Bradley Domer Jr. will once again be your leader. Tegan Jones is out. Bradley Domer Jr. currently is the effective race leader, but there's still one car yet to pit. And that is the 43 of Matt Connors, and he is in right now. And off of turn 4. And Bradley has officially retaken the lead. So put Bradley back out front. And everybody's really spread out now. And looking at Tegan Jones, staying out a little longer might have cost him, as he's currently running in 5th. So he lost a couple of spots on the green flag pit stops. But among the leaders, he has some of the fresher tires. And of course, it is Tegan Jones, and he is like one of, if not the fastest guys in Cup right now. So I have a feeling he'll get back up there. Meanwhile, Bradley's still out front. And so, of course, with the tire wear and fuel consumption rate that we run in the Cup Series, which is ×2, and with a 100% race, and these guys are going to have to pit, I would say 4 or 5 more times. They just crossed the line to be on lap 125, and we haven't crossed the halfway mark yet. So meanwhile, the battle is for third. It's become a 3-car fight for third place between Michael Fox, Ryan Parsons, and Tegan Jones. And Fox still hanging on. Not only to his position, but also that 4th and final transfer spot. As we ride along with Ryan Parsons. Trying to get around that 42. Of course, he's trying to take advantage of Kamal Wright lagging out to put himself in a prime position to take that 4th spot. And yeah, Tegan Jones has definitely caught up to this fight now. Parsons looking to the inside. He put the bumper to him. Trying to force Fox up high. And now they're side by side for third. Make contact again. Contact again.
Ryan Parsons is not going to give that spot up or give up that easy on Mind Killer here.
Yeah, but Fox is still fighting back up high.
Attack again.
And they are just beating and banging out there. It looks like Parsons has cleared him.
Yeah, he should have him for sure cleared here, exiting 2. And Mind Killer just kind of shipped it up there.
Yeah, and he either got tight or he just let him have it. And in doing so, he let Tegan Jones go by for 4th. And I bet Kevin Hall is entertained by this battle as he's currently running behind those guys. He's currently in 6th. Yeah, but now look at Tegan Jones. He's gotten around Ryan Parsons, his teammate, for 3rd place.
Really smart of Ryan there to just kind of concede the spot, make him lose as little time as possible, and fall back behind too, and see keeping the captain catching those 2 sheds up front.
Yeah, and he's got his work cut out for him. As Bradley has a little bit over a straightaway's worth of lead over the 4 of Tegan Jones. Yeah, but he and Michael Whitman are still running 1st and 2nd. And the 48 and the 9 are starting to come up on lap traffic. It's only 1 car for now, and that's the 43 of Matt Connors. And JC Torado was ahead of him. We got Joshua Harris ahead of JC Torado, and a big gaggle of cars also going to get lapped. And with Bradley crossing the line just now, we have officially crossed the halfway point of the race. And Bradley has caught up to the 43. So that battle for third earlier on is now a battle for fourth. With Ryan Parsons leading that train, Michael Fox and Kevin Hall have joined in. But pit stops have started. Parsons is the first one in, followed by Fox. Bradley has gotten around the 43 at Connors. So far, nobody else has come in. Side by side off of Pitt Road. And it looks like Parsons got him. And now Michael Whitman has gotten around the 43. And now when will they come down pit road, considering that it looks like pit stops have started? I mean, here comes Michael Whitman, trying to make a move on Bradley for the lead. With plenty of traffic all around them. And Anthony Peters gets out of the way. And of course, Parsons and Fox on those fresher tires, they're keeping up with the two leaders. They're trying to get one of their laps back the hard way. Oh, they're 3 wide. And Whitman underneath Bradley, going for the lead. Contact between the two teammates. Spencer Boyce is in. And Whitman clears Bradley. Peters is also in. So now put Michael Whitman out front. After a pretty wild exchange between his teammate and a couple of lap cars. And now Whitman's coming in, as is Bradley.
Bradley follows him.
Kevin Hall's in as well. So put Tegan Jones out front. So with 129 laps to go, with a fuel run of about 40 laps, I think these guys, after this, they have to make, I think, 2 more stops. And Tegan still stays out. So both Whitman and Bradley are out of the pits. And it looks like Whitman has gained on his teammate. Tegan's still out there. I think he's probably practicing for the end of the race. At least in terms of staying out there longer than a lot of the other guys are. He's got the 43 Matt Connors in front of him, and now Jones is in. So Tegan Jones has now come in. And the pit stops will cycle out with Whitman as your provisional leader. So, yep, it put Michael Whitman up to second. Of course, as before, Matt Connors in the 43 still is yet to pit. Yep, and now Connors is coming in. So Michael Whitman has reassumed the lead. Oh, we got one car way loose off of turn 4. And that is the 21 of Anthony Peters. Thankfully, he kept it going, so we stayed green. But even if he spun out, it would have been a one-car incident, and we still would have stayed green. And with the pits cycled out and a bit of a lull in the action, I would say, I think it's time for another crank it up.
It makes you feel better. Matt has led more laps.
Seriously, I can go a lap down.
I think it's only about 8 cars in the back.
Oh, I've raced for a championship for like 7 straight fucking years, and I finished 4th in almost every single one of them because I am dog shit at mile and a half.
And then you let me know when you get that good run, and I'm assuming here, right?
Can I get the bottom, please?
Yeah.
This isn't good. All the red cars are together again.
Getting PTSD.
Okay.
Are you not clear? I do. I have a good car. I'm just trying to get on the brakes so you guys can go. Without getting lapped sometimes.
That's PTSD for sure.
There we go. Yeah, Ryan, I did not mean for you to get any crossfire.
No, it's fine, but I just, like, you kind of knew I was up.
Oh my god.
I got loose in the braking.
Okay, I did not get into the brakes. 32 good.
Remix.
Oh, we got pots and pans now. Mind killer?
Spencer!
What?
Shut the fuck up and just fucking run around this fucking bitch like a fucking, sane person.
Thanks, Harris.
Come on up, Matt.
Couldn't get out what I wanted to say, but
Whoops.
you're welcome. Oh God.
What kind of lap times are you running, Mind Killer?
What?
What kind of lap times are you running?
Decent lap times.
Yeah, great answer.
Very generic.
He doesn't want to say it because he's trying to chase down.
It doesn't make a fucking difference.
Running with Ryan.
Well, he doesn't fucking know what kind of lap times Ryan's running, you fucking goober.
Fox, you need to be on Family Feud.
You just say, I'm running 23.4s right now.
You need to be on America's Funniest Home Videos for half the shit he says.
Needs to be on Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader as one of the 5th
Are
graders.
you smarter than a 5th grader?
I'm for sure gonna lose that.
Yeah.
I'm for sure gonna lose that.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised. Fucking trying to dig in a little bit.
I can see it being on Ridiculousness on MTV. Or is that VH1?
That's MTV. I think I could see Mind Killer. I think I could see Mind Killer on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Can you rap, Mind Killer?
Yo,
No.
my name's Mind Killer. My head's real flat. My dad hit me with a baseball bat.
Hell yeah, Maddie.
And called, what slaughter are you on?
My name is Mind Killer.
Yeah, I think even the drivers themselves know that there is a bit of a break in the action with everybody all spread out as they're having a little bit of fun in the race chat. And just so you are aware, Ridiculousness is on MTV. And at this point, it seems to be one of the only shows on MTV. Oh, trust me, they marathon it like pretty much all the time. Like, I'm serious. That is, of course, until they get back to one of their dumb teen pregnancy shows. And of course, Spencer Boyce doing Spencer Boyce things. Running in the back, a lap down, and still complaining about it. Deegan Jones put him in his place. So Michael Whitman still running out front. Bradley Domer Jr. in second. So now it looks like Michael Whitman has the car to beat. They have crossed the line to take lap 180. And we now officially have 100 laps to go. Spencer Boyce just spun out again, and this time in front of the leaders. And now we have 99 laps to go, so we have officially made it to the double digits in terms of number of laps remaining, as Parsons, Fox, and Boyce are in.
I think Boyce quit.
Well, let's find out. Yeah, he got on the egg.
Get some fucking attention. He left on the racetrack.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
What you fucking want? Speak with you, Spencer.
Deegan's in a no.
Let's get you a fucking webcam so we can fucking watch you, because
Go
apparently
ahead.
what you fucking want is some fucking attention. He left on the racetrack.
Yeah. Most of them on the racetrack are like pretty close to the leader.
This race fucking lags because of that.
Yep, and we got the confirmation. Doesn't matter now. I left, so Spencer has officially retired from the race. So now that is 4 cars out, including the 00 of Thomas Murray, who is still parked on the inside wall on the backstretch. Joshua Harris got in the wall. And he gets out of Tegan's way. Yeah, Whitman has really pulled away from Bradley. And Whitman has about 6 more laps worth of fuel, so he's definitely thinking about wanting to come in. We now have 91 laps to go. And these guys have about 2 more stops left. The women's just going to try to let Fox go. Because, of course, Fox and Parsons, both of them just pitted, so they have the fresher tires. And Whitman is in. Bradley stays out. But Bradley's in. Only got one car against the inside wall on the front stretch, and that is the 12 of Joshua Harris. So I think he either just lost it or he's calling it a night too. And Kevin Hall is in.
Bradley exiting pit road.
And Bradley is out. And again, Tegan Jones staying out for as long as he can. And again, I think he's practicing for the finish of this race in case the leaders in front of him have to come down pit road. And he can try to stretch it.
Don't forget, he also has in his back pocket that little run where he took 2. Well, everyone behind him had 4 freshies to in-stage.
Yeah, he definitely has that to lean on. He's still out. Oh, JC Torado got loose and hitting the wall. And that was right in front of Tegan Jones, and now he's out. So a close call for the 4 of Tegan Jones, as he just barely squeaked by JC Torado's accident. And Jones still out there. They got both Hall and Anthony Peters trying to get around him. And now Tegan Jones is in. And Michael Whitman has retaken the lead. And his gap over Bradley is even larger now. And Michael Fox up to third. Ryan Parsons in fourth. I believe Tegan Jones is in fifth. And Whitman comes across the line with 75 laps to go. Yeah, 75 more laps and this thing is over with. And now that this next cycle of pit stops has concluded, I think it's time for another little crank it up segment.
'43 is exiting.
Yes. No.
I'll eat. Just not right now.
What are you eating? What are you eating, Mike Joy? What's for dinner?
Leftover tacos from last night. My mouth is dry. I'm thirsty right now. Fuck.
Dayton's got something for you.
Gotta quench the thirst.
Mike Mint's Mountain Dew.
Mahomes just threw a 7 pick.
This guy has thrown like 2 picks every fucking week and is getting 0 fucking hate. His wife gets more hate
42
than him.
going in.
Just because she acts like a typical fucking snob, but she also gets hate because of what she believes.
Nope, just
I heard something. Did something happen to you, Ryan?
I have 0 clue about who his wife is or what
Did
she's
something
about.
happen to you? I heard something.
Well, she's a Trumper, apparently.
My fault. It was the Chiefs.
Because right after you came into pit road, I heard a little.
Yeah, because
that was a frying pan in your skull.
She's a Trumper, so she gets a lot of hate for that. Like, I don't like Trump, I don't like Kamala, but it's hard when 2 sides, or not everyone on the sides can agree to disagree on things.
Right.
Like, if the world just did that, where you let everyone believe in what they want to believe and agree to disagree, it would be a way better place, but unfortunately we don't have that.
Chase Haley is the worst driver for Hendrick.
it just sucks with how
I think Mike begs to differ on that.
Mike knows his sorry old playbook tricks that he tries to get me with.
Honestly, if we had the ability to wear a third-party candidate, we'd have to...
You're a big Trump guy, Ryan.
No, I can tell you right now.
See Ryan being a Harambe guy.
Let me tell you about the little third-party bullshit.
He's cutting
it
heads
would
off
work
of whales.
if they'd have somebody that wasn't named RFK and you can actually understand what the fuck he's talking about. Because every time he gets up to the podium, I feel like his voice gets a little bit more gravelly.
I want to, my platform wants to be about why girls are and boys are hitting puberty really early now at 11 or 12 years old. And I'm sitting here thinking, that's usually fucking appropriate age. That's when I hit it, you dumb bitch. If you didn't hit it till you were 15, that's probably what's fucking wrong with your damn voice box. Fucking cunt bag, get your ass back to the fucking compound and shut up.
Mike still hasn't hit it and he's 21.
Thanks.
I beg to differ on that one.
Ryan's not that far behind.
Mine will never change.
Only when you're sick and then you hit the B button.
And Michael Whitman has come in. Yeah, it took them a little bit to say something, but obviously they were locked in to the action at hand. So how about Michael Whitman being the first car on pit road for this cycle of green flag stops?
He's definitely, I feel, got the least amount to lose, because, I mean, he's been able to build up a pretty decent gap and everything, so probably just trying to play the safe strategy right now.
He still has to make one more stop after this one. So now that puts Bradley Domer Jr. out front. As we now have 57 laps to go. Still have plenty of time. Anthony Peters is in. So currently we have Joshua Harris is out. Thomas Murray is out. Boyce is out. Toronto's out. Wright is out. And Morris is out. So yeah, we pretty much lost almost half the field. So pretty much everybody that's still running is guaranteed a top 10. Everyone's still spread out. Everyone still is yet to come in. And I'm surprised that the rest of the leaders haven't really reacted to Whitman's sudden decision to come in and pit. But here comes Bradley. Bradley is in. So put Tegan Jones out front for the time being. So we now have about 50 laps to go. Or at least 49. Coming to 48. Jones is still running. Michael Whitman's coming off turn 2. He's about 1 or 2 laps down to Tegan Jones, and of course he has the freshest tires out of anybody in the field, so he might get his lap back the hard way. And Kevin Hall's coming out of the pits. Jones stays out another lap. So Bradley Domer Jr. has lost a couple of spots since he came down pit road, so currently I believe he's running in 5th behind the 42 and the 14. Yeah, but he's catching up to those two. Jones still stays out. Whitman still gaining on him. And now Jones is in. And so Michael Whitman has retaken the lead with 38 laps to go. Now again, Whitman still has to make one more pit stop because he pitted a lot earlier than the rest of the field. As you can see, Bradley has gotten around the 14 and the 42. I believe this is now for second. So yeah, Bradley is now back up to second. Parsons third, Fox fourth, and I believe Jones is fifth. So we now have 35 to go. Now we're coming to 34 to go. And I believe we have time for one more crank it up.
You can't let him short pitch you. Her point matters to you.
43 is exiting.
God damn it, dog. If you had the run, I was going to let you go, and then you plowed off that fucking corner.
You grandpa.
Weasel.
What's that?
And as you saw just now, Michael Whitman and Bradley Domer Jr. are in for their final stops of the race. I'm sure they'll be taking 4 tires and fuel. Parsons came in and he's now coming out. Yeah, 16.2 seconds off for Whitman. That means he is taking 4. And currently he is now running in second. Of course, Tegan Jones is the one that stays out. And Whitman only lost 1 lap to Jones on the pit stops. So if he can catch up, if he can get to Jones and pass him, that means he'll be back on the lead lap. But now the question remains, what does Tegan Jones have left? Is he able to make it all the way to the end? One way to find out. We now have 25 laps to go. Coming to 24 to go. And Whitman is gaining on Tegan just a little bit. Lap after lap. And of course, with Whitman pitting as late as he did with about 30 some odd laps to go, and his fuel run lasting 40 laps, I believe Whitman can just push it all the way to the end. "21 laps to go. And it looks like Tegan actually got into the wall just a bit. Now we're at 20 to go. Tegan stays out once again. Now Whitman has really caught up. But he's not quite there yet. Now they're coming to 16 to go. And again, Whitman has really caught up to Jones. $15 to go. And now they have lap traffic to deal with. That's the 43 of Matt Connors. $14 to go. Whitman's there. He's going to try to unlap himself. $13 to go. Oh yeah, Whitman is definitely there now. But now will Tegan hold him up, or will he get out of the way? But Whitman puts the bumper to him. Side by side in 4. Whitman is back on the lead lap, but Tegan Jones is still the one leading. 11 laps to go for Tegan Jones in the 4. And how long can he last? $10 to go. Jones got into the wall off of 2. We have now hit the single digits. 9 laps to go. $8 to go. And Matt Connors gets out of Whitman's way. $7 to go. $6 to go. Tegan Jones trying to save as much as he possibly can. Whereas he's been able to make the runs last longer than a lot of the other guys in the field. Now we have 5 to go. No more cautions. And now Connors gets out of Tegan's way. $4 to go. 3 to go. And it's looking more and more likely that Tegan Jones will stretch it all the way to the end. Two laps to go.
What a call. What a pit call.
He comes off of 4. The white flag is out. Final lap here at Iowa. After a long and grueling 280 lap, 100% race, he is going to stretch it all the way to the end. Off of turn 4, he's going to have a chance to go for a 4th championship. Tegan Jones wins at Iowa. And Tegan Jones, with a 68-point gap above the cut line, all he had to do was essentially start the race tonight, and he was automatically locked in. But now he just went out and won the race outright. And so he has guaranteed himself a spot in the Petty Final at Homestead, Miami. And Tegan Jones and Michael Whitman were the only 2 cars that finished on the lead lap. And Bradley with the fastest lap of a 23.041. All right, let's get your race winner, Tegan Jones, in here. Because I bet he definitely has something to say about the race tonight. And there is your race winner, Tegan Jones, after a long and grueling 280 lap race at Iowa. I just have to ask, how were you able to stretch it all the way to the end on the final 20 some odd laps?
It's just fell into my lap. This car was so fucking tight that I had to wait on the throttle the whole race. 280 laps of letting it fucking rotate through the corner helped me save, like, it's just mostly like I think a run is 40 laps, 41 if you're lucky, and a couple of runs I was able to do 43, 44. So, you know, it took a couple of runs to get me in a fuel window for that last stop, and it didn't hurt that most people, I guess, didn't think of it when we started the green flag pit stops in the last stage and kind of started short pitting each other, and I was kind of, you know, banking on that. You know, once Michael pitted first, I thought, okay, he's out of it. I ain't got to worry about him. And then Michael pitted, you know, 2 laps before I did. So, you know, I feel bad for him. It seems like it affects him more when people win on fuel mileage, I know I've lost a few last year because of them. I think I lost 3 in the playoffs alone because of it with Wessel. So it's one of those things like that. I think that's our first fuel mileage race that we've had this year though. So last year we were pretty heavy with them, and it kind of sucks. But yeah, that's my last oval that I needed. Now all I got is road courses, so I'll take it. You're not gonna not take it, but I will take a win at a track that I ain't never won at. I thought I had the speed, but once I lost 3 seconds to Bradley on the 1 lap difference in tires, I thought, the hell with it. I've got to commit to the strategy and just stick with it. If I get beat on it, I get beat on it. If I win, I win. So I feel bad for Kamal. I think he was going to be on the same strategy. And he lagged out, while leading again at a track that's, like Richmond. So, he's got what we call the Richmond curse now. That's what I'm going to call it anyway. So, like I said, Mike had the best car. It was very hard to make up time on him, even when I had the fresher tires till the end there. So, on the flip side, I was making up time on everybody else with fresh tires. So I don't know. I had to keep making it loose. I had it loose enough. I should have been spinning. It makes no sense how we can get so tight in these lobbies now at tracks where you're notoriously usually loose as shit. So, like I said, I'll take my win, my lock, and I guess I'll go on the next week.
Now, entering tonight, you had a 68-point gap above the cut line. So, really, all you had to do was start the race tonight in order to lock yourself into the championship 4. So, now with you winning, you pretty much guaranteed yourself a spot. So, how does it feel knowing that you're going to be going for a 4th Cup Series championship?
Well, just starting the race, like you said, I would have been locked. But, that kind of affords me the right to do what I did tonight. Kind of go for broke, hope for the best, to get the win. So, yeah, winning 13 times before that helps, really, really helps, to get you that good point cushion to where you can do shit like that. So, it's just, like I said, I knew I was probably locked in. I think we kind of knew that. I mean, I'm not conceited. I'm not big-headed. It's just common sense and common math. It's mathing right. So, yeah, it's just now I just want the wins. Next week I've got 2 teammates that's, ain't probably going to point their way in. One of them's going to have to win to get in at a track that is very drafty. So maybe we can concentrate on that. That's not to say that I still don't go for the win. I wouldn't be giving 100% if I just laid over and let my teammates have it. I don't think my killer would, appreciate that too much. So, but we'll see what happens next week at Atlanta.
And not only did you lock yourself into the championship 4, but you also won the 250th Cup Series race in the CFRL, and I bet that's got to feel pretty good as well.
Well, I mean, on paper it's 250, but we kind of don't, and we kind of do count the first season, 2017. They had like 15 or so races. We just don't have none of the stats for it. So, we can't count the winners and stuff like that because we just don't know. But we usually try to count those races. So, yeah, as much as I would like to have won the 250th, I think we had that last year. To be honest, I don't remember who won it. It's either me or Mike. But I mean, I am glad to say that I think won the first 100% race in the Cup Series anyway. So I guess there's that.
All right, so Sal, do you have anything for our winner?
I do not.
All right, well, after a very long race, you got yourself a spot in the championship 4. But congratulations on your win tonight, and we'll see you next week in Atlanta.
Thanks for broadcasting, guys. I hope it wasn't too boring.
Well, I would say it was all right.
Not our best, but okay.
All right, so now let's go ahead and get your second place finisher, Michael Whitman in here. As Tegan said, he had the best car, like, out of everybody all night. But yet it was ultimately Tegan's car being tight, causing him to be off the throttle a lot and save a lot of fuel that ultimately did him in. And there is your second place finisher, Michael Whitman. Like, you had the best car out of anybody in the field tonight, but ultimately it was a strategy that did you in, and it kind of served you well last week, but it dealt you a bad hand this week.
Yeah, just on the wrong side of it. And on the right side of it, a lot this year. So, yeah, it just disappointing, obviously. You know, like 8, 9 seconds. Actually, barely backed up a little bit, so I was 11 seconds ahead of the next car on the racetrack. So, just a hard pill to swallow when I felt like I executed the race as good as I could have. I knew my bed was kind of made. I couldn't get the fuel mileage that some of the other guys could have, so I had to run the race as if I was going to have to have one more stop. So I was just hoping that nobody was going to go that route. I knew I would have been in a good spot if nobody did, but yeah, I knew heading into this week that would be a concern. I identified that pretty early on in the week, and I knew I couldn't do anything about it. So I'm not the type of guy. I did it at Dover, but I don't like running slow to win a race. I would rather just give it my all and see where that lands me. So obviously, as I said, disappointed about the result, but I've been on the right side of strategy a lot this year, so there had to be some time where I wasn't.
Well, of course, by virtue of your win last week at Kentucky, you didn't really have to worry about this race too much because, I mean, you're locked in to the Final Four. But were you still going to go all out to try to get this win tonight and potentially sweep the entire Earnhardt round?
Absolutely. Every week, I know I'm locked in, but I'd like to win. I wanted to win this week. I want to win next week, and obviously, I think you all know that I would like to win Miami too. I'm not gonna change my goal. I'm not gonna half-ass it in preparation for these races. I want to win, and if I let my guard down and I stop caring a little bit for a second, then you could get passed by. So you got to just stay locked in, keep at it, and just try your best. And Atlanta next week, I know is a pretty good track for me. Obviously, it's really just how the draft goes and how the pit cycles go. But I know on speed, that's a good one for me, and I usually kind of end up in a good spot there. So hopefully we can do that again next Sunday.
Yeah, and you were involved in a pretty epic finish with your teammate, Bradley Domer Jr., the last time we were at Atlanta. But do you think you have what it takes to get another season sweep?
I hope so. That's always been a good track for me. It was my first time winning there in the Cup Series earlier this year, but I don't think that's very indicative of my history at Atlanta. I'm usually pretty good there. I've won there in other leagues. I won there a few times in the Xfinity Series when I've ran down there. So just really want to just rack up another win if possible heading into Miami and keep the momentum up that we've got going right now.
All right, so Sal, do you have anything for Mr. Whitman?
I do not.
All right, but I know this race was a pretty tough pill to swallow compared to last week, but it was still a very good result. But congratulations on your runner-up finish tonight, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all doing this.
All right, I think we're probably going to do one more, considering that we are kind of running a little late, and we kind of started late because of the issues with the lobby that we've been having. But let's go ahead and bring in your third place finisher, the bottom step of the podium, that being Ryan Parsons. If I can find him. Let's do this one. And there he is, your third place finisher, Ryan Parsons. Overall, a very solid night for you, but you were involved in quite a few battles all over the racetrack. Yeah, take us through one of them if you would like to.
If you guys did at least crank it up at least once, you probably heard me getting very pissed off, and for every right reason. I was getting shoved left and right, and I had enough. I mean, it just sucked being warped back in there, because I felt like the car was, especially on the long run, really, really good. And to be kind of mirrored in the back because people are being dumbasses, it sucks. Because I think I could have been up there a little bit better and would have had a completely different strategy.
Yeah, definitely so. Now, with you and your teammate Kamal Wright being below the cut line, and of course with Kamal unfortunately lagging out of the race early, how do you see yourself going into Atlanta next week?
I'm still feeling like I'm in a must-win. I want to win Atlanta, and walk it off. I think that'd be massive. So that's just the hope. And if I get that, then thank the Lord. And if I don't, well, I gave it all I had. I'm at least going to a track that I feel extremely confident in and that I can go out there and get it.
Now, of course, going to Atlanta, which is a very strong track for the Stewart-Haas cars overall, are you going to be willing to help one of your teammates, or because since you're below that cut line, you're like, no, screw that, I'm going to go for the win?
The thing is, it depends on how I point in the stage. Honestly, that's all it's going to depend on, because I know the 10's obviously in a must-win situation, and I feel bad for him because I wish it wasn't that way, but unfortunately it is. So I feel like it just all depends on how I point in the stage and how my killer points in the stage. And if me and him point even, I think it's kind of a free-for-all, to be honest. Now, I'm willing to work with the 10 no matter what. He is a teammate, and I don't want to ruin any chemistry for the team, but when it comes to the final laps, I think me and him both will understand that we're on our own at that point.
All right, so Sal, do you have anything?
I do not.
All right, well, a very good result for you, and we can't wait to see what happens at Atlanta. But congratulations on your third place finish tonight. Very long race indeed, but we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
All right, thank you. It's going to be a show next week.
Yeah, and I definitely agree with that. So I think we're going to go ahead and call stream for tonight. It is kind of late because it's 10:30 p.m. on the East Coast, and it's rather late. We did kind of start late because of the issues with the lobby, but we were able to get all 280 laps into this. But Sal, final thoughts on the race?
Strategy ended up being the name of the game here tonight, and one of the best in the league's history to probably do that ended up winning, and that's Mr. Tegan Jones. There's a reason he's got over 100 wins across all three series. But yeah, these guys that are below the cutoff, it's going to be a really interesting week next week.
And if you recall, my post-race interview after the midweek season finale at Chicagoland a couple weeks ago, when asked about Kentucky, I said that it was going to come down to strategy. And I think I hit the nail right on the head for that race, because I actually did watch a little bit of it earlier today, and I'm like, oh yeah, it came down to strategy. And of course, here tonight, I would say that my prediction kind of carried over into Iowa, as it was definitely a strategy race, especially at the very end. And at the end, it was Tegan Jones, the greatest driver in CFRL history, taking the win. And now he has a chance to get his fourth Cup Series championship. And that is going to be a really fun show in a couple weeks. But before we get to Homestead, Miami, we got to go through Atlanta. And that means there is one spot left, or 2 spots left, because I'm sure Bradley, if he starts the race next week, he will lock himself into the final 4 on points. So ultimately, it is going to come down to one final spot. Michael Fox, again, still holds that 4th spot, and it will be up to Kamal Wright and Ryan Parsons to try to steal that away. And it should be, and as Parsons said just now, like, you're going to be in for a show next week. And we can't wait for that. But of course, now that the midweek series is done, it's all Cup all the way. So, yeah, next Sunday, Atlanta. So, don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna head on out of here, get ourselves some rest, because in 7 days' time, we're gonna decide the final 4 who will compete for a championship. But until then, have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next week at Atlanta.